Hi friends, welcome to Stay Stitching. My name is Carla. So today is October 1st, and that means it's time for the second edition of the Mayfield Fabric Challenge. Now to review, Sherry from Sew and Share won the first edition, and I had that gorgeous yellow rayon challis, and I had 6 yards of it, so each of us have 3 yards to play with. I have not made mine yet. Our videos are due on November 1st, and I keep changing my mind about the pattern that I'm going to use. So I haven't even started on mine yet, but I did wash the fabric and it washed up beautifully, and I dried it in the machine and it dried beautifully, and so it's ready to go, and it'll be whatever I decide to make with it. It's going to be a great garment for my lifestyle, which is definitely a wash and wear lifestyle, which is different from maybe a rock and roll lifestyle. Sorry, that was really dumb. So let's review the rules. What we're doing here is Mayfield Fabric and Supply is sending you fabric for free. In exchange, you are either doing a YouTube video showing your make and the process and everything that you want to include, or if you don't have a YouTube channel, but you do have a Instagram account, then you are sharing on that Instagram account. Now, if you just have an Instagram account, it would be nice if you shared more than one post, right? I mean, so maybe when you get the fabric, or maybe show what you're cutting out of the fabric, maybe show snippets of the garment under construction, and then, you know, the final reveal of you and your garment. I don't feel like that's probably asking too much when we've sent you free fabric. And this is sponsored by us, Mayfield Fabric and Supply, and we're doing it primarily for fun because I like to talk to people about fabric and build community and friendship, but also we own a fabric store, and of course we're trying to increase our business. And if we can increase our business and I can still have fun with other sewists, to me that's a win-win situation, because I could pay for an advertisement somewhere, or I can send you free fabric and you can talk about our fabric, and then we both win. Okay, so I'm changing the rules a little bit for this one, and this is what it's going to be from now on. First of all, my first session, I chose a 6-yard piece of vintage fabric, and I showed that fabric in the video. And then everybody who liked that fabric and was willing to sew with it commented down below. And then I used random picker to choose the picker, the winner, I mean. And so that's how we did the first round. I'm changing the rules for this second round. From now on, the way that it's going to work is you are going to go to Mayfield Fabric, that's mayfieldfabric.com. You're going to search through the site. You are going to choose fabric that you want to use, vintage or new. And you're going to come back to this video and you're going to comment in this video which fabric that you want to use. You need to say exactly what it is. Don't just say blue linen or whatever. You need to call it exactly what we call it, so that we know exactly what you've looked at, and so that we're sure that you actually, you know, went and spent some time looking through the store. Now, if you're looking at vintage fabric, which I highly encourage you to do because we've got gorgeous vintage fabric in there, make sure that the fabric that you're choosing has at least 5 yards. It has to be a 5-yard piece, because I feel like, oh, I'm a plus size sewer. I need 2.5 yards to get most things done. You might be a size 0 and you can make, you know, complete outfits out of 1 yard of fabric. I can't. So it needs to be at least a 5-yard piece so that we each have 2.5 yards to work with. Okay. If you choose new fabric, you will be getting 2.5 yards of new fabric to work with. If you win and you want 5 yards of that fabric, we'll just work out the details. You'll pay for the extra and you'll get, you know, your 2.5 yards for free, because that makes sense. If you know, are getting this fabric, but what you really want to make is going to be more than 2.5 yards, why wouldn't you use 2.5 free yards of that fabric to add to what you are getting? Okay. Now, some fabrics will not apply here. The ones that are very expensive, I've got some kind of designery fabric and some bark cloth in there. Those fabrics will not apply. So if you are looking at the vintage fabric and you see that it's $50, $60, $70, $80, $100, I'm probably not going to give that to you for free. Sorry. So make sure that you're paying attention to, you know, which ones you're choosing, and then choose what you would use. Come back here. In fact, no, I was going to say maybe you should choose 2 in case something sells out in the meantime. If you don't have time to choose 2, if that's too much work for you, that's fine. Just choose 1, and if you win and that fabric has sold out, then I will just contact you and you'll just make a second choice. Does that sound all right? Okay, I think we understand what's going on. In exchange for free fabric from Mayfield Fabric and Supply, you're either going to do a YouTube video or you're going to do several posts, 4 or 5, on Instagram with your journey. You are, in order to enter, going to go to mayfieldfabric.com. You're going to look through the store. You're going to choose some fabric that you love. You're going to come back here and you're going to tell me the exact fabric name of the fabric that you love, and that's going to get you in the drawing. Does that sound good? I hope so. I'm excited. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And there's fabric in our store that I would not choose for me. And I thought, now, Carla, if you are going to choose the fabric every month, is that really a challenge for you? It might be a challenge for the winner, but is it a challenge for you, you know, to sew with something that you might be, you know, uncomfortable with wearing? So we're going to make it work and we'll see what happens. All right. For a few minutes, I'm going to show you some new vintage fabrics that are in the store. Okay. I don't have these are already in the store. You'll have to check yardage if you want any of these for the challenge. This first one is a crazy 70s border print. And this fabric is nylon tricot. So this is a border print, and it is made out of the exact fabric that you used to make pajamas, like nightgowns and panties out of when I was younger. It's pretty impressive. Those are trains on there, okay? Those are trains coming out of a tunnel. The name of this fabric in the store is Crazy Train, because Troy couldn't help himself. This is already in the store, so you can see all of its details there. It is a knit with, let's see. Yeah, you'd have to wear it like this. So what that means is it has lengthwise stretch, which is kind of unusual. Normally you want the stretch going across your body this way. That's not how this stretch runs in this one. This is lengthwise only stretch, 0 crosswise stretch. All right, so there's that one. This one's an interesting fabric. This one is by Guilford Mills. Now, Guilford Mills is the mill that made the fabric that I chose, the rayon challis that I chose for the first challenge. And as I was researching that mill, I learned that Guilford Mills was the largest manufacturer of knit fabric in the 1980s. And by largest, bigger than Burlington, bigger than everyone, not just by like this much, but by this much. And this is a beautiful jersey. It's high quality. It's from the 80s, and it's perfect fall colors. So that one's in the store. That one's Guilford Mills. That's a cotton jersey. This is sweet. This is a like a polished cotton. It's very stiff. This still has its sizing on it, so I don't know what this is going to be like when it's washed, but I think that this fabric would make the cutest reusable grocery bags. We take our own grocery bags into the store, and this would be ideal for making those grocery bags. So there's that one. And it's not in English. This is, the flower terms are not in English. This is, let me show you. It's Swedish fabric. It's so stiff, you can see how stiff it is. I can't manipulate it. This is a Svanefors quality of Sweden. So there's that. Beautiful. Here is some bark cloth in fall colors. Gorgeous. That big weave. This is a pretty typical bark cloth from the, I don't know that this one's from the 50s. This one's probably more from the 60s. And I think there's two pieces of this. And this used to be curtains, I believe. There is a hem on one end of it. This is a gorgeous vintage rayon challis in fall colors. I love this fabric. It's perfect for the fall, and it's beautiful vintage challis. I would say this was from the late 80s or early 90s. It's got those, it's not quite as somber as things were at that time, but I still think this is from then. But it's just got gorgeous colors in it. This would pretty much go with every top in your wardrobe if you made a skirt or whatever. Culottes? Are you kidding me? Perfect. Perfect for this. I'm going to see if there's a maker. Nope. This is a, I'm sure this is nylon taffeta. It's really pretty. It's coral colors, and it has that beautiful shift like taffeta does. It's kind of a salmon color with oranges and mauve and pale burgundy, yellow. This is gorgeous. And it's got that taffeta sound and drape. This is just a good basic cotton. It's in olive green, a light olive green, not dark army green, but a lighter olive green. And this is heavy enough and very tightly woven. Good for a shirt dress, good for a skirt, good for culottes, would be ideal for all of those things. It's not super drapey, also not stiff. Very middle of the road fabric in terms of weight and drape. Here's another vintage rayon. This one is clearly from the 90s. Can you picture the slip dress over the t-shirt? Yes. They used this fabric to make that, right? And so it's gorgeous. It's got a black background, hunter green, sage green, peaches, burgundy, rose, purple, some white in there. And this is from Yarnell Fabrics Corp. And this is so in right now. I mean, there's probably this exact fabric or something very, very close to it in stores. And so there's a considerable amount of that that's in the store right now. And then this sweet fabric is not really season appropriate right now, but I wanted to get it up in the store because it's so pretty. This is embroidered cotton lawn. And so each of those little flowers is embroidered, and it's embroidered with variegated thread. So each flower on here is actually unique. And so I think this would make a sweet little summer sundress. It would be gorgeous for little girls, or for just a pretty, pretty romantic sundress for a grown-up. It could be a nice skirt, and it's in the store now, even though, you know, you would not in Colorado wear this right now, but eventually you would. Well, that's all I have for you today. I hope you're excited about the changes that I've planned for the Mayfield Fabric Challenge. I think it's going to be really fun for you guys to be able to go to the store and pick something that you would like to have. And it will familiarize yourself with it will familiarize you with our store. And hopefully if you ever come back again, you'll continue to see improvements that we're making on the website. It's kind of amateur right now, but it works. And I think you can find everything you need. So you guys take care, and I can't wait to see what you guys choose.